All right, so here we go. A ton of Cyberpunk news to go over today, including this one right here. Brand new Cyberpunk PS5 key art surfaces online, could release soon. A lot of people are wondering, is Cyberpunk going to actually get a full-blown relaunch? Plus, check this out right here. Details of a PS5 version of Cyberpunk have popped up online. We're going to be talking about next-gen version that has reportedly been spotted on PlayStation 5's backend database. Some really good stuff there. Plus, we do have some more leaks and rumors that we're going to go over, as well as a really cool Cyberpunk interactive experience that's even approved by CD Projekt Red themselves. So yeah, let's dive into the latest happenings. Hey everyone, what's happening? Overworld Games here, hope you're doing good, and we're going to dive straight into the Cyberpunk news right now. First of all, starting with what's going on with this back-end update to the PlayStation 5 version of Cyberpunk 2077. So there's this really famous account that follows all of the updates to basically every PlayStation game, and they spotted a back-end update for Cyberpunk 2077 on the PlayStation 5. Now, we already know CD Projekt Red right now is very hard at work on the next-gen versions of the game, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and of course the PC. But check this out. PlayStation Game Size says, I think it's coming mid-February through early March, and it is going to be the PlayStation 5 native version of the game. And you know what? I've made previous videos saying that, yeah, February through mid-March would be the time frame to really look out for the update 1.5 as well as the next-gen updates. Makes total sense at this point. Honestly, my personal opinion is that it would most likely be in March, and that's because they'd be able to escape all the big releases, you know, Elden Ring, things like that. Of course, we have Dying Light 2 coming up here, Horizon Forbidden West. It is going to be absolutely insane in February, and I cannot wait for these games. Now, also for the actual testing branch for Cyberpunk 2077, we have a brand new update only 5 days ago to the testing branch side of things with the internal QA. That's quality assurance for Cyberpunk 2077. So something is being tested right now. Of course, I expect that to be either the next-gen update, patch 1.5, or both. So they're definitely beginning to run tests on the game right now. We're getting closer and closer to the big next-gen update. Now, if you're wondering, how is Cyberpunk faring overall, even without the next-gen update, without patch 1.5? Well, it's actually pretty good news. We've seen concurrent peak at 20,000 players. Players right now is at 16,000, so it's definitely leveled out to be more favorable for Cyberpunk 2077. These numbers right here are going to change, believe you me, when the next-gen update is out, when patch 1.5 is out. The question is, what is the staying power going to be like when people return to the game, when they take a peek at it? Can they pull off where they get those concurrent numbers up permanently? That's what I'm mostly curious about, and I'm also really interested in CD Projekt Red's strategy for releasing free content. To me, it might seem they are considering drip-feeding content throughout 2022 to try to keep players interested and around for this game up until the expansion. Now, also, we have more big leaks and rumors. Now, this is definitely under the classification of a leak, so take it with a grain of salt. Check it out. It comes from Forbes. It says, it's that time again. In the wake of any information about Cyberpunk's next-gen launch, the void is being filled by rumors and alleged leaks. I've seen one making the rounds I've asked CD Projekt Red directly about, and they've already confirmed that, like last time, this feature list is also false. Now, you got to remember this feature list is talking specifically about update 1.5, and it comes from Gaming Updates and Countdowns. Now, they say that it is false, mostly because I think they want to keep your hype levels guarded, for update 1.5, which again is telling me that they would like to sprinkle a lot of this stuff as potential DLC throughout 2022, free DLC, mind you, or perhaps include it with the big expansion. But let's check it out. We have this Gaming Updates and Countdown says Cyberpunk 2077 DLC next patch 1.5, big patch, animated leaks and more, part 2. This new patch 1.5 is landing next month with numerous changes to gameplay through DLCs. We have stylish minigames throughout the city, real-time metro system, One thing is mini games throughout the city. I'm going to say I don't think they're going to do that at first. Real-time metro system would make sense simply because I think they could just get in touch with modders who have already done that and throw that in. Then we have this one, different apartments, new quests and locations opened, and more coming with next-gen update. Next-gen version of Cyberpunk on PS5 and Xbox Series X. We have PS5 with 3 modes, quality mode, dynamic 4K, rarely hitting native. Then it says this is really interesting stuff if this pans out to be true. It says resolution with 30 frames per second and equivalent of mostly medium PC settings with few higher settings. No ray tracing here. Performance mode is going to be 60 frames per second with dynamic resolution. No 4K though. Ray tracing mode 1080p with 30 frames per second and equivalent ultra PC settings and ray tracing. That's the mode I really want to check out. I really wish it was 60 frames. Of course, perhaps they can update that down the road. But if it runs at a solid like 30 frames, I definitely want to see the ray tracing enabled. I think it's going to look absolutely amazing. And then we have on the Xbox Series X side of things, quality mode, constant native 4K, equivalent of medium to high settings at 30 frames per second. Performance mode with 60 frames per second with dynamic resolution higher than that of the PS5. So apparently, according to this, Xbox Series X is a little bit more impressive, I guess you would say. Only a little. Now it says ray tracing mode, dynamic resolution, although not much above 1080p combined with 30 frames per second, ultra settings and ray tracing. Xbox Series X ray tracing mode looks the best so far because it can do reflections on higher resolution. However, PS5 is not far behind. So this definitely piques my curiosity because the relationship between CD Projekt Red and Xbox is, let me just say this, very interesting. I am watching that relationship closely to see what happens with that one. You guys know there's been a lot of acquisitions on the side of Microsoft recently. I'm not going to say anything suggest that, of course, CD Projekt Red would be acquired. In fact, they have said that Cyberpunk is not going to be on Game Pass, but they've worked together very well. And Xbox, you know, and Microsoft have been kind of like more diplomatic with CD Projekt Red with the failings of their game at launch. Now we have this one. It says ray tracing on console is a bit of a mixture. Xbox Series X being clearly a winner. However, both consoles are performing pretty good because reflections were only implemented at low resolution mode. Treat 1.5 as a basis for improving the game and listening to most popular complaints. So that's what they're saying right there. Now they're also aiming to add the following: taxis, interactive commercials, opening up Pacifica, new activities in mega buildings. That would be absolutely badass. Police chases, some NPCs will fight when attacked, or you can start a random quest through engagement, but that will be announced later through next updates. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to take some time. I think right now CD Projekt Red is also considering their own work environment and how to keep people around, how to avoid crunch. I think they're super worried about that, to be blunt with you all, and they got to get that right while doing these updates. So the updates, in my opinion, are going to definitely take some time. Now check this out. You may have heard of this. It says Cyberbang 2069 is a Cyberpunk 2077 inspired dating game approved by CD Projekt Red. It comes with safe for work and not so safe for work versions. So yeah, we have Patrick Millis from CD Projekt Red who says, this is so cool. Oh my God, I love our fans so much. And you know what? It's good to see the support for such a project straight from CD Projekt Red. I love to see this type of interaction from CD Projekt Red supporting the fans in their own endeavors, basically supporting Cyberpunk 2077. But there's some of the artwork from the interactive experience. It's basically sort of a dating sim, but you can see also there's some action to be had in that experience as well. But check it out. I'll throw some links in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think of it. Now, let's get into your top comments about my most recent news video about Cyberpunk, which was this right here. Cyberpunk brand new city leak and rumor, huge DLC rumor to be in South Korea, new update. So yeah, it's a pretty cool rumor. I don't know if it's going to pan out to be true. I would think this would be for expansion pack number 2, that we would be getting a new city. Let's see if you guys like the idea of a new city. It seems like a lot of you just want to stay in Night City, see it fleshed out. In fact, in my opinion, a lot of these mega buildings could be entire environments, like miniature sub-open worlds in themselves, if you would. But we have this right here. We have Gabo Pena, who says, why would they add another city if they haven't realized the potential of the existing one? Absolutely. John Harrington says, Cyberpunk doesn't need a new map. Night City is incredible. It just needs more to do within it. In fact, I'd been hoping for a sequel or prequel within the same city, with minor differences, of course, to be able to start fresh with a quicker turnaround, kind of like a Majora's Mask meets Yakuza development style. That would be also really cool to see. Pirate of Las Vegas says, I'm tired of hearing about rumors for Cyberpunk 2077. I want to see actual content releases. Trust me, guys, I'm in the same boat. I'm just trying to keep you guys updated. And once we get into the actual release of update 1.1, update 1.5, excuse me, and then, of course, the next gen version, I will have you guys covered with the information. Then we have Goncalo Amaro, who says, we can't make a bustling city with NPCs. Let's make a ghost town. LOL. Yeah, that was my little joke there. Daryl Davis says this, I feel like V needs a V that focuses on V. The main story was about Johnny and V, but at the end there's the path afterward, especially if you get the ending with the casino heist and the nomads. Yes. I'm trying not to read anything spoilerific. I accidentally did that in one video. I do not want to spoil it for anyone because I know some of you are waiting for the next gen update. So, okay. Then we have this one. I don't know how to say that name. The game doesn't need a new city. We just need more of Night City to be fleshed out. Finish Pacifica and Osaka waterfront. Add more to North Oaks, including the casino, etc. A new city when there's still so much left to expand is a waste of time. Yeah, even if they do like a new city, my personal opinion is having it as like an expansion to the existing city, or maybe where we could seamlessly travel. In fact, you know, they need to really flesh out the underground of Night City as well. It seemed like there were a lot of leftover clues that they wanted to develop an entire underground type city for Night City, which I think would be so cool to experience that. There it is, the latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. I have you guys covered on this one. Hopefully update 1.5 news, official stuff drops very soon for you all. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.